So, I want to talk to you a little bit today about sound healing as a spiritual practice and sound as the power of sound as a tool that we can use in our practice to bring greater balance and harmony to our mind, body, heart, and spirit. See, I grew up in a house full of music. We had a actual room dedicated to storing the instruments that my dad would collect. And my mom was the church organist and the pianist, and he even built onto our house at one point so that we could have a room just devoted to music and sound. And in that room there was a hammered dulcimer, a tuba, some clarinets, flutes, a church organ, piano. You know, my dad even took my great-grandmother Opal's old piano and made a wind harp out of it. So today when the wind blows on the farm, you can hear the melody of the wind harp. And you know, as a child, I could feel the power of sound. I would lay under the piano when my mom would play Mozart, or when she was practicing on the church organ for church. I would feel the vibrations as her feet flew across the pedals. And I could feel, even as a small child, that power within my body, that vibration, and that I always felt better after I had spent time lying there as she was practicing. The piano was my first instrument, but it wasn't until I made a pilgrimage to Mount Shasta, and for the first time I sat in front of one of these gemstone crystal bowls. And I remember that day so distinctly that I set it in front of me, and the second I began to put the mallet to the rim of the bowl, I could feel the power of sound in all of my cells. It was like I was awakened to the power of sound at the cellular level, because my cells felt like they were on fire, and there was this energy that was moving through my legs and down my arms. And that was really the moment when I knew that sound would be a powerful part of my own spiritual practice. And it would also, I would go on to study more about how sound can bring about healing and revealing more health within our lives. But a lot of times a question will come up, just how does sound healing take place? And I love this quote from Dr. Jeffrey Thompson from the Center of Neuroacoustic Research. He says that since the human body is over 70% water, and since sound travels faster, 5 times faster, and more efficiently through water than through air, sound frequency stimulation, when we do it directly onto the body, is a highly efficient means for total body stimulation, especially at the cellular level. Direct stimulation of living cellular tissue using sound frequency vibration has shown marked cellular metabolism. And therefore, it's possible to mobilize a cellular healing response using the power of sound. I think that's really exciting, because that shows, and research has shown, that when you apply sound directly to cells, perhaps cells that are experiencing dis-ease, then over time you can use sound to dissipate those cells, to actually stimulate them, to bring about balance and harmony within the body. You know, sound is healing in its essence, and the vibrational world is a world of vast information. Sound healing occurs at the level of the subtle energy body. And the subtle energy body, if you're familiar, is that energy around our body that stores information. And what that means is that when we experience a trauma, or when we experience repetitive negative thoughts over time, that information can be stored at the energetic level, which eventually can show up as dis-ease or disharmony in the body. In many ancient healing traditions, they used spiritual practices at the level of vibration, at the level of the subtle energy body, to bring about, to stimulate healing and to restore balance at the physical level, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual level as well. And we can, which I think is so exciting, we can, through our spiritual practices and through our intentions, bring spiritual practice and sound together in order to accelerate a healing response in our bodies. And how that looks is that we pay really close attention to the intention that we bring, and when we combine that with sound frequency, it can equal healing. There is a local healer here in Colorado, Jonathan Goldman, who has created the following equation. Frequency plus intention brings about healing. And so this summarizes the importance of our setting our intention and really tuning in when we enter into a sound healing practice. And so today we're going to explore a little bit about that as I play the crystal bowls, and I'm going to invite you into a practice with me. I have chosen an A note to begin with because if you're familiar, the A is the note that orchestras use to tune, to bring about harmony and connection between all of the instruments, because it's a note of balance and clearing. And there is another sound healer and scientist, Fabian Maman, who says that he has this theory that if we could play the note A in a city over a 20-minute period, if all the TV stations, the radio stations were playing the note A, if mothers were humming it to their children, if people were chanting it in their spiritual practice, that there is a theory that because of the harmonizing of this note, we could bring about inner peace, a deep experience of inner peace, just simply by toning the note A. And so that's what we're going to experiment with today, is that I'm going to play the note A, and you can, if you feel comfortable at home, sing along, chant along the note, to the note, and I will do it first, and then you can repeat it. And so what you also can do is, if you have an area of your body that you are focused on bringing healing to, you can gently tap that area while you are toning the note A. And that just brings your intention, that brings your attention to that region of the body, so that as you are making this sound, it is with the intention of bringing restoration of balance and harmony to that area. I believe we're all sound healers as well, because we all have the capacity to make sound, and we all have the capacity to bring our intention and attention to the areas of the body and to tune in to the subtle energy body to bring about expanded consciousness and an experience of balance and harmony. And so I'm going to gently play this note and tone A, and you can repeat it, and also if you want to gently tap, you can do that at home. Ah. I'd ask you to tune in with your body to see if you notice anything that has shifted, especially in the region that you are tapping, that you are focusing your attention, and just to check in with that area and see if you notice any subtle shifts. Energy, healing, and sound vibration can continue to do its harmonizing and balance long after we experience it. But what I also love about it is that you're able to hum a note throughout the day with that same intention, directing your intention to that area of the body. Perhaps when you're at a stoplight in traffic, or perhaps when you're sitting down to rest in the evening, that you can just take a few moments to hum a note and to feel those vibrations. And with your intention, having the intention to bring about greater balance and harmony within all levels of your being. And so I invite you to experience, to explore, to perhaps reach out into the world of the power of sound in order to be a complementary practice in your spiritual toolbox that you can explore and see what sort of harmony and balance you can bring about, because I believe we're all sound healers. And now that we've done that spiritual tune-up and set our intention for healing, we're going to move into a time of rest and restoration, allowing the vibration of the gemstone crystal bowls to take you deeper so that you can simply let go of that intention and allow the sound vibrations to do the rest.